All right, you guys, welcome. My name is Shalene McLeod, for those of you that don't know me. And I decided to record this video for you because it's just so much better than quick reels and stories that go on forever that we all just like click through and move through. And I felt like a longer form video would really be beneficial for you to help you to understand what the one thing is that I believe that can truly change the game for you, the one thing that is holding you back from living the life that you actually want to be living and having everything that you desire: the marriage, the friendships, the traveling, the finances, the bank account number, the all of the things, the career, the purpose, the passion, all of these things, joy and fulfillment. You can have all of these things that you desire if you address this one thing. And I want to get into that, but before I do, I know that likely in the past year, if you've just discovered me, you've discovered me for one of three reasons. And the first reason, and I will tell you why all of these are important in a second, but the first could be because I've left Beachbody, formerly Beachbody, now Body. I decided to leave my network marketing company, my six-figure network marketing company, and in the process of letting that go and walking away from something that was really good, a lot of you were very curious about that decision. A lot of you were very curious about, why did you make that decision? How did you make that? What happened? Was there like a pivotal moment? Was there like a big thing? Like, what's going on in your world? And so a lot of you have kind of been following into that journey or discovered me through that. The second thing could be because you've discovered that I quit drinking a year ago. It has officially been a full year since I have had a drink of alcohol, an ounce of alcohol. And it's by choice, not because I'm pregnant. It's totally by choice. And it was a feat that I never thought I was going to be able to accomplish, but I did. And I just feel so good and so clear. And it has been a really eye-opening journey for me. I've learned so much about myself, and I know a lot of you are sober curious and you've been following into my journey because you're like, "Wait, how did you do that? What does that look like? Do I need to do that? I'm not really sure what's happening." So, those could be two things. The third thing is because I'm a life and business coach. You've seen some of my content and you were like, "Dang, how do I do that? How do I create that? I really feel like I could use her help. She is knowledgeable in X, Y, and Z. I'd love to hire her as a life coach or hire her as a business coach." Maybe you have, maybe you haven't for whatever reason: finances, time, resources. You feel like it's not the right time. You're not quite ready yet, whatever it might be. But usually, if you're new to my journey in the last year, those are the reasons why. If you're not new to my journey, you might know me from the pandemic era of my husband and I making ridiculous videos and putting them out on the internet, or through my network marketing journey and just showing up and sharing our lives online, if you didn't know me personally before showing up on social media. So, regardless of how you know me, welcome into this. And the reason why all of that is important is because all of it is interconnected. And I invited you into this video because I wanted to share with you the one thing that I believe is holding you back from living your best life ever. And the one thing is something that truly has a thread in every area of your life. It's something that you can find a parallel in every single area. And none of the things that I'm doing or how you've been brought into my world and into my journey are separate of another. I think that so often we see online the strategy on, how to build your business to six figures, how to launch a business, how to start an ebook, how to write a book, how to start a course, how to become a life coach, how to X, Y, and Z, all of these like business concepts, strategies: do this, get this. And yet, the thing that I've seen over the years of coaching so many women is that you have the strategy, you have the tools and resources, you have the knowledge, you have the ideas, you have the concepts. If you're telling me that you've never come up with a business idea before and you're watching this, it's so just probably unlikely that you're somebody who's sitting here and you've never had a business idea ever in your life. If you're attracted to me, you've likely had a business idea in some way, shape, or form. Whether it was like, someone should really create this, or you're like walking into an event and you have like all these ideas on ways that you could like enhance the experience for the person who's actually attending that event or walking through the process of something. Like, you are an ideas person, you are creative, whether you think you are or not, but you have some of that component in you. And so I just want to point that out first and foremost, because I think it's really important part of your story, because you have that. You have the creativity, you have some of that knowledge, you have that drive, that desire, that curiosity, which I think is probably one of the most important things, is to just like be curious about your whole process and your experience as a human. That could be one of the most fun and playful ways that you can approach your life, is curiosity. And so you have all of this, and you have all the tools, and you have all the resources, and you've taken courses, or you know there's courses that you can take. But what ends up happening is that we don't actually take action on all the things that we know, or the things we want to do, and the desires we have within. And we don't take any action to actually make them reality. This in between part is where I come in. And this in between part is where I truly believe that there's one thing that's holding you back from being able to take that strategy component and take this in and make it real life. For example, I was sober curious. I was like, maybe I want to stop drinking. But I didn't do that for years. I didn't stop. My first curiosity into like being sober curious and like not drinking, and I don't even really know if that's a term. I just kind of like made that up. But you're curious about feeling sober, or about not drinking anymore, about having freedom around alcohol. You have this idea. And I first had this idea when I started with focusing in on my health and wellness. And when I first had that idea, it was kind of like, but that feels really hard. Or I don't know if that's me, or I don't think I have a problem. So why would I need to be sober? It was as if like being sober or not drinking was reserved for people who had an addiction problem. That's where my head was at, right? And then it leads you into this one thing of like, again, I had this idea and this concept of becoming a life and a business coach. And I really wanted to do that for a very long time. But again, I sat in the idea of it, and I was learning the strategy. I actually took a course on how to become a life coach. I had all the tools and resources and strategies. I had all the things that I needed to get started. And yet I still wasn't doing anything towards actually moving and starting a business to move it forward, right? I was like a life coach in the background of life. It was a real problem for me. And so I have like these things and these ideas and these concepts, and I have had them. And now I look at where I'm at right now. I have built a six-figure business. I have left that six-figure business to build another six-figure business. I have truly built a marriage that brings me so much joy and connection. And I feel like after 6 years of being married, Jared and I are like the closest we've ever been. We understand more about each other than we ever have in our entire lives. We know how each other operates. We are so forgiving of one another. We are so curious with one another. We are so just like allow each other to be, right? To be who the other person is without the desire to like want to change everything about them. And I think that is like a huge feat, and like a huge thing that anyone could do, is to be in a relationship with someone without desiring for them to be different than the person that they are. I don't hear that happening very often. Usually in friends, parents, marriage, children, even, we have the desire for them to be different to make us more comfortable around them, or to make our lives more easy. And it's just so interesting that we are brought up that way, and that is something that is very true and very real for many of us. But I can honestly say that like Jared and I don't have those desires about each other anymore, where we definitely did at one point in time. I have gotten myself to a place where I'm no longer drinking. I have discovered, things that I truly love about health and fitness, and discovering a lot of body dysmorphia that I had, discovering and healing from a lot of the body image issues that I was dealing with and facing, and ones that were almost taking me in to get surgery and have operations, and not because it was like a choice, because it was something that I was like really excited to go and do, like putting on eyelashes, fake eyelashes or something like that, right? It was like truly out of like hatred for the way that my body looked. And there became like an acceptance of my body and who I am, and this like self-love concept that I didn't really understand 5 years ago. There's so many results that we've created in our life. We live in this beautiful home that I'm sitting in right now. We have cultivated the most beautiful connections and relationships with people. We have our dream backyard oasis. I'm driving an amazing car, like my Jeep. I love it so much, which I have to get rid of soon, but I love it so much. The kids are too big and I need a bigger car, but I'm going back to the Jeep at some point. I'm sure of it. But like I have just been able to cultivate so many amazing things. And I don't say this to brag. I don't say this to boast. I share all of this so that you can see what's possible for you. I left a really low paying job that I was in for 10 years because I didn't deal with this one thing, which I am getting to, I promise. I didn't deal with this and it left me stuck at the same income, stuck at the same career, stuck in the same habits, stuck in the same day, time and time again, stuck in the same results every single year. Can we travel? No, we can't travel unless we have something gifted to us by my parents at the time used to like gift us vacations. It was the only way that we could afford to go away. We used to like, there was just so many things that I felt so limited and so stuck in the life that we were in. And not because one of the biggest stories that I had was that like you should just be grateful for everything that you have. And so I really stayed in that position because I held that thought that I should just be grateful for everything I have. And I didn't strive for more at the same time. You can be really grateful for everything that you have and desire more at the same time. And so, what I've experienced through all of this, of being able to create all of this, and why I want to share with you the finances that have come in, the relationships that have come in, the physical locations of like where we are, the things that we have, the materialistic things that we have, the way I feel about myself and my body and how I show up in this world, the work that I do. Oh my gosh, I love this work so freaking much. I am made for this. This is my purpose, this is my passion. And from here, like I've got goals this year to like get on stages and go be speaking across the world. Like I'm so excited for where I'm about to take this work that I'm doing. But at one point, it wasn't that. And I want to show to you that it can be that. And to bring it back in, my journey of like what I share online and how I share it with you is one that I share a lot of the personal experiences that I'm going through because I truly believe that your personal experiences will shape your professional experiences. And the things that you are doing and the person that you are becoming in your real life is exactly how your business is going to unfold. And I believe that it's all integrated as one, life and business. And what I see so much of that is online is like just the business strategy or just the life portion or just this or just this. And sometimes it's very helpful to categorize our life in different ways. And one of the very first things that I do in our mastermind is to look at the wheel of life. I've created such a fun concept around, if you've never done the wheel of life exercise before, I've created a really fun concept. It's a little bit of a twist to it, but essentially this can help you to just like break your life out into like different types of categories so that you can like zoom out on your life. You can take a really great look at like, okay, what's actually going on here? And we can see things in a way that allows us to zoom out. We categorize all these things, but then what we tend to do is we tend to go in and we're like, okay, well, if I just fix this, then like all of this would be okay. Or if I just fix this, or I need to fix this, or we get super overwhelmed because we're like, I got to overhaul my whole life. Like I just got to do everything. And I want to bring it down to something that's like super simple for you that allows you to see that, yes, while we can categorize out our life and we can see all these different problems that we might have, truly at the center of it all is you. And the one thing that you can do to help you to move from feeling like you are stuck to actually get the wheel moving in a forward direction so that we can start rolling and going down that hill, moving down that road. And yes, it might feel like it's like 800 pounds to like push this wheel over, but eventually we start to get some momentum and we start to move it forward. And that one thing is your thoughts. We all have thoughts. Each and every one of us have thoughts. And your thoughts are very different from my thoughts. And my thoughts are very different from the next person's thoughts. And so when I look at the strategy behind a lot of the things that people are teaching you and the technical side of things, I think it's very important that we have that component. But I believe that that's about 20% of what you actually need in order to find the success and build the dream life that you want to have. That 80% is based on your thoughts. And that's the reason why we don't take action on all of the strategy that you might already have. You've probably screenshotted a ton of things. If you're like me, even if you are a business owner, maybe you like don't have your own business yet, but if you have your own business and you're like, oh man, I need to do like email funnels, and you're like going through the process of like somebody else's email funnel and you're like screenshotting like the whole thing as you go because you're like, oh, I got to learn how to do this. You have thoughts about that, and you probably have 100,000 screenshots that you have taken as a business owner, or you've signed up for 1,000,001 free emails and you're getting free content just like this one. You have this in your inbox and you have all this content that you're consuming, but you're not actually taking action to move forward on it. It's because of what you think about who you are in this world, what you're capable of, your bandwidth, your capacity to be able to accomplish what it is that you desire, and the belief that the things that are actually on your heart can come true. Because most of us at some level actually don't believe that that life is possible for us. It sounds nice. It sounds great. We probably wrote it down as a vision somewhere, but is it actually possible? If you don't believe it's possible for you, why on earth would you try? Your brain instantly is going to be like, nope, not even going there. And how that shows up is in fear. Well, I don't know how. You start asking yourself these questions. You start asking yourself, well, who am I to do that? No one would buy that from me. Who cares? Can I actually be successful with that? And you spin out with your thoughts. You spin and you spiral downward quickly. It's like the toilet bowl, right? Where it's just like, and everything goes because your mind wants to keep you safe and in your comfort zone, even if your comfort zone is uncomfortable, even if you don't like the current results you have, even if you know that you're made for more, that you want to be, you are so grateful for everything you have, and you want to become so much more than everything that you've created right now. You can hold both those things, but the thing that's going to hold you back is your thoughts. And what I want to offer to you is that the ways that you think about who you are in this world, what you're capable of, and what is actually possible for you, those things are going to be the key to unlocking having the dream life that you want to have. That is what I worked on and how I was able to leave something that I felt really stuck in. My network marketing business, I didn't feel like I was aligned with it anymore. I knew that there were things about it that I truly loved, AKA this component, the life coaching component, the business coaching component. I loved that. I showed up for that so purposefully with so much passion and so much fulfillment. But to sell someone something to start working out wasn't my fulfillment. It really felt so unaligned. To have someone start in the business when I was feeling unaligned with that, that also felt just untruthful. And I didn't like it anymore. And so I started to just like ask myself these questions about why, what's happening, what's going on here, why am I feeling stuck? That journey was meant to be a stepping stone to lead me to where I am today. I believe that 100%. I thought 5 years ago that I had it all figured out. I thought that that was going to be the be all end all. I truly would have bet a lot of money to say that I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life. But the cool part is that we don't know the things that we say yes to, the opportunities that are out there for us. We don't know where those are going to lead us. And so you might not have all the answers now, but just taking action on one small thing about identifying the thoughts that you currently have about who you are, what you're capable of, and what's possible for you, and then addressing those thoughts, because those are what we call our limiting beliefs, my friends. And we address those limiting beliefs to create new beliefs about who you are, what your capable of and what's possible for you, that will flip you into action so much faster. You'll be able to drop the stories of thinking that you're only the fun girl when you're drinking. That was mine. That the only way to success is this path. That the only way I'm going to be able to build the dream life that I have is if I keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, because I'm afraid to take the chance and to take the risk to leave something that's really good to go for something that's really great. But when you start rewriting your story and the way you think about who you are, what you're capable of, and what's possible for you, when you start rewriting that story, you start to be able to take chances. You start to listen to your voice of desire instead of listening to the voice of fear. You start leaning into opportunities and creating opportunities. And we stop using the excuses of our circumstances that we're currently in or what the state of the world is in, that tells us that we can't move forward. We drop all of those. And sometimes you don't drop them up completely. Sometimes they're just like there, but we choose not to listen to those because we're creating a new voice that allows us to move forward with the new thoughts that we create in our head. And that is the power of the mastermind. Because without being able to do that, you're not going to find success in your business. I can tell you how to create an offer in an hour. I guarantee you within 1 hour of a workshop with me, we would be able to have a business idea, create an offer, and have a simple, basic launch date to be able to execute a plan to go and do that. I know I'm a ninja at that. I can figure that out for you so quickly. I can ask you the right questions I need to ask you in order for you to decide what business you're going to start, what your offer is going to be, how you're going to put that out into the world, and simplify it in a way that allows you to take action to go and actually do the thing probably in the next 4 weeks. I would argue it can probably have you up and running with a business idea in 24 hours. I'm really good at that. I know I am. That is like my superpower. It is something that I'm super passionate about being able to help you to do that. I know that I can do that for you. But again, that's the strategy piece. That's only 20%. Now it's up to you to go execute that. And what I want to offer and invite you into is to check out my mastermind. My mastermind is an exclusive group of women. For 6 months, we come together. And in this group, we focus on that in between. We focus on the thoughts that you're having. I teach you very in-depth concepts on strategy, but I teach you even more the concepts and the thoughts that you're likely having that are holding you back from having everything that you truly desire and becoming the version of you that you need to become in order to have the success that you want to have. Because if we don't become the version of ourselves first before achieving the success, it just all falls apart. It's not aligned or it will never happen for you. This journey is about who you become in the process of getting everything that you desired in this life. It's not about having it all and then feeling fulfilled. You'll never feel fulfilled from that place. You literally need to figure out how you fill your life right now with so much fulfillment and joy and the feelings that you think you're going to have when you have everything that you want, the house, the car, the marriage. You'll feel empty inside if you don't figure that out now. And that's part of who you become in the process of and the decisions that you make. And for me, the person that I wanted to become, I wanted to be more present. I want to be more vulnerable. I want to be sharp. I wanted to be witty. I wanted to make clear choices. I want to feel really good in my body because I knew if I felt really good, I would want to show up in my business more. I knew if I felt really good, I would have the energy to go out and do things and play with my kids. My business success for me has been so related to my alcohol journey. The parallels have been just mind blowing. But the things that I desire, I can start to see now and make choices to say, well, I don't want to drink anymore because I know that that's causing hangovers, anxiety for days on end. I'm sluggish. I'm slow. I have memory fog. I'm not remembering things from the night before. I don't know decisions that I made. I'm like having business meetings over like 3 glasses of wine. And by the third one in, I'm like, I don't even know what I said I was going to do. Like there were so many things that were tied into. I'm like, that's not the version of me that creates a wildly successful business that I'm proud of. It just wasn't. And so my decision-making process to say, I'm not going to drink anymore was so simple from that state instead of like forcing and pressuring myself to do that. So I want to invite you into the mastermind to really see how we can look at your thoughts and discover and pinpoint the root of the thoughts that you are having about who you are, what you're capable of, and what's possible for you in this life so that we can rewrite your story. And I want to invite you into this mastermind for 6 months because I truly believe that this work takes time. This is not a quick fix. If you are in it for a quick fix, if you're in it for a quick buck, if you're in it to just like get the information and then go sell, this is not for you. This is for the woman who truly wants to uncover the root of what's keeping her stuck in her life right now. And then we get to work. You are fully supported, 3 calls a month where you're supported and led and guided by myself to help you to uncover exactly the limiting beliefs that you have about who you are, what you're capable of, and what's possible for you so that we can rewrite that story so you can start stepping into the fullest potential of who you are. This mastermind is also one where you are surrounded by a collective of women doing the same thing. And that's really beautiful because together we get to learn from one another. I guarantee you'll have so many aha moments from the vulnerability of other women to step up and get coached. And you will see parallels in their life and your story. And you will be able to apply that into your own life as well. And it'll help you to create awareness that you might not have even tapped into yet about who you are. My greatest successes have come in the past year and a half from being a part of masterminds just like the one that I've created for you. These masterminds have truly changed the game for me and have allowed me to uncover my truth, to step into having the courage to be able to speak my truth, and to actually cultivate and take action to make true, lasting changes that have established the life that I have right now. These masterminds have been everything for me. And now I'm running them for you because I know the power that they hold to be able to help you to create the life that you're obsessed with. This is my mission. I want to empower you to build the life that you're obsessed with, regardless of the circumstances that you currently have. I want to empower you to be able to have both the life and business that are fulfilling. And so in this mastermind, you have 3 calls per month. You have Voxer support and a Facebook group to be able to help you in between those call sessions. We have course guided material with a workbook that will help you to uncover those limiting beliefs and the thoughts, the only thing that is holding you back from the life that you dream of. Help you to actually discover what those are, get to the root of what that is so that you can get coaching on that. We are also going to be hosting 2 full days of intensives. And now these intensives, one's going to be a personal and one's going to be a professional. Again, I believe everything is integrated. You are attracted into my realm. You're still here in my realm because everything that I do is integrated into one life and business. And you are a multi-passionate, multifaceted woman. And I know that we can't just like pretend one doesn't exist over the other. Like, what world are people living in where they're like, I'm like business over here and then this over here? Like, talk about a yo-yo and a mix of emotions of having to like switch your brain and turn it on and off of like whatever room you walk into. Wouldn't it be so freeing and liberating to just be you in any room you walked into? Like, oh, that is just like a fresh breath of fresh air for me. So these intensives are really going to help us to take that work and apply that. And you will have the option to be in person with me or connect virtually, depending on where you are at. I want to invite you in to experience this mastermind. We start November 15th. It is for female entrepreneurs, whether you have a business already or you just have a business idea that you want to bring to life. I want to help you to bring that to life. I want to help you to take your business to the next level. I want to help you to integrate your life and business so that you truly have a business that's built around the life you want to live and not trying to live a life around a business that is burning you into the ground. My mission is to help free you from the burdens of what feels like our businesses. My mission is to help you to build a life that you are obsessed with. I invite you to join me. if you're ready to do this, ready to join me, go into your inbox. There is going to be a link that invites you in to apply for the mastermind. This application process is one that I simply have to ensure that we are in alignment with what the mastermind is and where you are currently at. I will reply to you within 24 hours to show you whether or not I feel like this is a great fit for us. If you're still here watching this video, it's probably a good fit. But in the event that, maybe I feel like there's a better offer for you, or maybe I feel like it's just not quite the right fit for where you're at and what it is I want to offer, I just want to be honest with you. And I want to be able to give you that opportunity to say, like, I actually don't think that this is what you're looking for. Because I don't want you to get into this mastermind and spend $5,000 on the course for 6 months of having life and business coaching to it not be the right fit for you. And so the application form is simply there for us to establish that, yes, this is a great fit. Yes, let's move forward. And yes, I'm ready for this. I cannot wait to see who applies to this mastermind. I hope that you will. And I also want you to know that we have a pay in full option and also a payment plan option. So the pay in full option is the $5,000 right up front. I'm actually offering anyone who's watching this video and wants to pay the $5,000 pay in full upfront a $500 discount as my thank you to you for taking and having the courage to say yes and go all in. You're ready for this. And I want to offer that bonus to you for watching this $500 off of the cost of the mastermind with the pay in full option. If you choose to go with the payment plan option, it is 5 monthly payments of $1,000 each. This is in Canadian dollars, which definitely makes a difference. It is so much better for you paying in US dollars, but it's $5,000 pay in full option. I'm going to gift to you that $500 off as a bonus. I cannot wait to walk through the next 6 months with you guys. Again, we start on November 15th. If you have more questions or concerns, you can go to our website to check it out, or you can email me back. You can DM me on Instagram at Shalene McLeod, and I'll make sure that I get back to you so that we can get you all the answers that you need in order to say yes and to move forward. But I will warn you that your mind is going to have a lot of drama right now about whether or not you should say yes to this opportunity, about whether or not you can afford this, about whether or not this is the right way to spend your money, about whether or not you have the time for this, about whether or not this, again, it comes down to your thoughts. If you want to change your life, something has to change right now in the way that you are showing up. Something has to change. And the thoughts that you're having right now is just mind drama. You can very simply ask yourself, do I desire to be in this mastermind? Yes. Am I willing to do whatever it takes to get in? Therein lies your answer on what you will be able to cultivate over the next 6 months of being a part of the mastermind. And maybe this isn't right for you. Maybe this isn't the right time for you. That's okay. That's okay. I want you to know that you can create a wildly successful business, whether you're in or not in this mastermind. This is about you deciding that you just want to be in the room with women doing this work together, because there's impact in that and there's power in that. But there's nothing saying that you can't create everything you want to create. It's about asking yourself that same question. What is it that I desire? And am I willing to do whatever it takes in order to create that possibility for myself? The thought that you have behind that, the answer that you have to those questions will help you to determine what happens in the next 6 months for you. I just know it could be a lot more fun if we get to do it together. So I hope you'll join me in the mastermind. I hope to see your name on the application form. And I hope that this video has helped you to see that it truly is your thoughts that is holding you back from everything that it is that you desire. And that's it. We get to empower ourselves and step out of that victim mentality of our life, who we are, what we think we're capable of, and what's possible for us in our world. I'll see you on the inside. Bye, guys.